Hello, my name is Lily Hensby. I am a comedian, and today we are going through the movie Dunston Checks In. So, Dunston Checks In was directed by a guy called Ken Kwapis, who also directed, strangely, The Sisterhood of the Travelling Pants and He's Just Not That Into You. Now, if there's any movie out there that should have had a monkey in the cast, it should have been He's Just Not That Into You. Can you imagine watching Jennifer Goodwin go out with a monkey? That'd be so good, Actually. The movie stars Jason Alexander, George Costanza, Faye Dunaway, Rupert Everett, my favourite, Paul Reubens, like the Paul Reubens, Pee Wee Herman, and Sam the Orangutan. Oh my God. We open, it's this beautiful, it's not a montage, but it's just shots of setting up a hotel, so smoothing towels and straightening badges and brushing hair and dust busting shoulders. It's all very proper because this is a 5-star hotel. Okay, 5 stars, very fancy. The Majestic Hotel is the name. The first character we meet is a guy called Lionel Spaulding, and I think he is my favourite character in this whole movie. He has a dog called Neil, and he is obsessed with this dog. Then as he's checking in, we see this kid who is in an air vent, and he's on a walkie-talkie, and you're like, the hell is going on here? Why are there kids in vents in this hotel? This is crazy. And he's on the walkie-talkie to another kid, a teen actually, who's wearing roller skates. So then they do this big elaborate thing with they make the fountain go crazy, and so water goes everywhere. And then their dad, George Costanza, comes out and rouses on them, and they get sent to their house, their room, because they live in the hotel as well. Then, more hotel lobby, blah, blah, blah. This massive, wooden suitcase, hard-edged suitcase rolls in, and it's got, stickers all over it. And then we meet Rupert Everett's character, what's his name? Lord Rutledge? Rupert Everett. You know when people are like, oh, who's your favourite actor? What sort of actor do you want to be when you get into film? I always say Julia Louis-Dreyfus or Rupert Everett. To play characters like Rupert Everett has would be incredible. Rupert Everett! He comes in and he is evil. He's an evil man. You know how? Because every shot of him is from below. So he's always looking down on you. And he's got this very posh accent like this all the time. He's always talking down to you through his teeth. And he has this big cane. And on the top of the cane, it's got an eagle head. It's really sharp. It's got an eagle beak. And he puts it on people's shoulders to pull them in. He's crazy. He's a crazy man. So the kid who is in the vent, his name is Kyle. He comes down and is like, what's in this huge suitcase? Knocks on the suitcase because he can hear inside of it something being can't do a little that noise. And so he knocks on it and then it knocks back. And so it's what the heck is in the suitcase? But you and I know what's in the suitcase because I think we're adults. We're in Rupert Everett's hotel room and we get the reveal of Dunstan. So he opens the suitcase and Dunstan comes out and he climbs up onto a wardrobe, and Rupert Everett's down from there, come on, we've got a job to do. And Dunstan's doing all this hilarious monkey acting. It's fantastic. Oscar award-winning monkey acting. Because Rupert Everett is evil. He's like a thief. He's a jewel thief. Hello. You having a nice time listening to Dunstan Review? Jack, I think you could be an animal actor, don't you think? Yeah. Rupert Everett has this really elaborate computer program as well that can hack into the hotel's data, so he knows where what room people are staying in. It's nuts. He finds a rich woman whose name is Mrs. Delacroce. Rupert Everett then dresses up like a hotel worker with the little hat. He steals a key card as well, a master key. I don't know how he gets this. And then he goes into Mrs. Delacroce's room, opens the window and puts a little red ribbon in the window and then closes it up. So then that night, Dunstan dresses in all black, with a beanie and a bum bag and pants and a shirt, a monkey goes out his window, scales up towards Mrs. Delacroix's window, and he knows which one it is because of the red ribbon, and he breaks in and he steals all her jewels and puts them in his little bum bag and then goes home. And then when Mrs. Delacroix comes back to her room, she's like, ah! It's very, very dramatic. We also meet Mrs. Dubrow. Mrs. Dubrow. And she is played by the Faye Dunaway. Like Hollywood royalty, Chinatown, Faye Dunaway. She's the owner of the hotel, and she is adamant about getting the hotel a 6th star. So she's also had word that the people who give out the stars, there's somebody from that company there this week checking out the hotel, seeing if they're worthy of the 6th star. So there's also this bit where Dunstan gets awfully threatened by Rupert Everett. Terrible, terrifying. I don't even know how you'd be able to act with an animal like, is Rupert Everett okay that he had to act like so horrible to an actual animal? Oh, I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, in his cane, he can... Yeah, you can turn. There's in Lucius, how Lucius Malfoy has his wand in his cane. Rupert Everett has that, but it's like a claw. So he obviously you never see anything. You never see Dunstan getting hit but it's implied. We see a photo of Rupert Everett, Dunstan, and then this other orangutan called Samson, which was Dunstan's brother. I guess Samson died because Rupert Everett's always like, what happened to your brother? Like, Jesus Christ. Did you kill Dunstan's brother? Fucking crazy, crazy movie. As Dunstan was scaling up the building to go to Mrs. Delacroix's room to steal all her jewels, he hears Kyle, our good little kid Kyle, on the roof playing with Lionel's dog Neil. Are you with me? Ta-da! Do your audition for Whiskers. Ready? He's fully available for the dates. Okay, thank you. So Dunstan goes to check out Kyle and Neil on the roof. What happens is Dunstan is sitting on the ledge and Neil the dog can sense him with his little doggy sensors. So he barks out onto the ledge and then he runs and jumps off the roof of the hotel. And as Kyle runs after the dog, who has just jumped off the roof of a multi-story skyscraper hotel, Kyle peers over, Dunstan comes up, kisses Kyle on the mouth, then retreats back down, and Kyle falls down to the ground. But then it's revealed that Neil is okay because he fell into a dumpster. So it's all good. But what the hell just happened? A monkey kissed a boy? So then when Dunstan gets back and shows Everett all the jewels, and Everett's like, this isn't good enough, blah, blah, blah. Dunstan runs away. Okay, he runs away from Rupert Everett and he goes and hides in the vents in the hotel. So he's just monkeying around in the vents. What are you doing, Jack Black? Are you okay today? You like monkey movies. Jack likes monkey movies. So then that night, because Dunstan is in the vents, and I wrote it down, and I don't know how to feel about it, but so Dunstan's in the vents, as I've said multiple fucking times right now. That night, Kyle goes to sleep, but then in the middle of the night, he wakes up. Now, remember, I think Kyle maybe is 8, 10, 8 to 10. He could be 9. He goes to the bathroom, and we see him in the bathroom. We see him pissing. So we see this 8 to 10-year-old kid pissing. We don't see anything, but we see a kid pissing. And then right next to their toilet is an air duct vent, and Kyle is holding a toy, a Spider-Man toy, and then Dunstan comes out of that vent and starts pulling on the toy, on the Spider-Man toy. Your thought. Your thought. But because Kyle is half asleep pissing, he's like, stop it, don't. Anyway, and then he goes back to bed and he like snuggles back into bed and then he's like, because he was like, what the hell was pulling on my toy? My Spider-Man toy. Pulling on my toy. Okay, people? And he does, he pulls on it. I just feel like that was part of the pitch meeting. They were like, we're going to have this kid pissing, and then the monkey's going to come in and pull on his. And everybody in the pitch meeting was like, and he's like, toy. That's so fucked up. I'm sorry. Kyle freaks out, and so then George Costanza is like, it's all good, go back to bed, there's no monsters, you're fine. Then Dunstan comes back out into their hotel apartment life house and ends up going to bed with George, and George thinks it's Kyle. So he's like, oh, did you brush your teeth? You stink. But he's like caressing Dunstan's back, thinking that that's Kyle. I just think you'd know if you'd put your kid in like a fur pajama suit, and you'd also know that your kid wouldn't be that stinky and furry. Like, I think you could tell the difference between a fully grown orangutan or your son. Do you think? Guys? I don't know. I think I could. But I don't know. Maybe he's a hotel manager. He's stressed. He's probably like never had any sleep until tonight. You never know. But he sleeps with the monkey all night, which is crazy. Bless Dunstan. Like, essentially, this movie is about Dunstan, the monkey, escaping a toxic relationship with his father Rupert Everett. Dunstan also has this little lair that he's found in the hotel, like on his little vent escapade. He found this corner in like the laundry room. I don't know, like the inner workings of the hotel, like not in the main lobby or anything. Yeah, he's got like things that he's stolen and like a little blanket, and so he's sort of like he retreats to there when he's feeling stressed. So he's got a little safe space, which is quite nice. What have I got here? The health spa sequence. Okay. Are you all fucking ready for this? There's a whole sequence where Dunstan. This is in the day. It's like a new day, and Kyle is aware that there's a monkey on the loose, so he's like, let's go find the monkey. Also, Kyle's brother, the guy that was on the roller skates, his name is Brian. He's important, but he's also kind of not there. I also think I had a little, maybe a bit of a crush on him when I was a kid, but then watching it back the other day, I was like, whoa, not my type. No offense to that actor, if you're watching this. So the health spa / gym of the hotel is fancy. Like, this is a 5-star hotel. Remember that? It's a very fancy place. First bit is like these fancy doors opening, and then we see Lionel Spaulding. Remember him? He's Neil the dog's owner. He's an amazing character. Working out to this amazing song that's like, ow, 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 ow. So the spa scene. So yes, we opened, Lionel's working out, it's that song. And Dunstan, he's just causing havoc. He's just being a comedian. He's taking the pin out of Lionel's, pull down thing. So when he pulls down, there's no weight. So he just like goes flying. He's, fucking rolling goddamn dumbbells down so Lionel like falls over them. It's pretty much just like, how much can we almost kill Lionel Spaulding in this scene? Lionel Spaulding goes through it. Earlier with the fountain, that bit, he like fully fell in the fountain and like couldn't get up for ages. And also the fountain was like spurting in his face and he was just standing there like taking it. Like, move away. Like, if you just walked away, like, it was one sort of shot of water. Like, just... Anyway, whatever. Lionel cops it. So, yes, we get that. Ow, ow, ow. Then Dunstan gets bored in the gym. So he goes into the spa section where everything's a bit more mellow. And we've got, like, oh, kind of music. It's beautiful. And we find out that Mrs. Delacroce, the rich bitch, is getting a massage. A massage from a masseuse called William. William is this beautiful blonde masseuse, like a real hottie. William is like, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go get those oils that you like. And Mrs. Delacroce is like, oh, well, hurry back. So as William, it's a beautiful, beautiful timing. Good timing for this monkey. As William exits, Dunstan enters. And he starts squirting like moisturizer lotion on Mrs. Delacroce's back. This is Dunstan now. And Mrs. Delacroce is like, oh, you've returned so soon, William. Also, sorry, at this point, Dunstan has stolen Lionel's glasses and he's wearing glasses. He's wearing human glasses. It's an orangutan wearing human glasses, putting lotion on a middle-aged woman's back. And then, I'm not done, and then, oh, what the fuck? Dunstan starts massaging her, and he's really good at it because Mrs. Delacroce, who still thinks it's William, keeps being like, oh, William, laughing her head off. And watching it the other day, I was like, I think this actress is just like laughing because of the absurdity of what is happening to her in reality. Like, I don't think the character is laughing. I think she is laughing. Let me play a bit of the clip because it is so good.
Astounding. I don't know what you're doing, but it's fabulous. William. Oh. Oh. Ouch.
William. With the human glasses. Oh, man, I can't. Yeah, there's sort of this chase where Kyle is trying to find Dunstan, but Dunstan keeps finding all these magical rooms in the hotel. So the next room Dunstan finds is this greenhouse, and there's palm trees, and, you know, it's just full of plants. And when Dunstan is looking at these plants, he's looking really sad, like he misses the jungle. And also we get like music over the top that's kind of like, I mean, it's African drums, which orangutans aren't from Africa. They're from Asia. And the scientific name for an orangutan is Pongo pygmaeus. Pygmaeus? Said that good. So while Dunstan is in the greenhouse, George Costanza is having a meeting with two old biddies, just two old women. He is sitting here, and the two old ladies are here, and then behind them is a window to the greenhouse. Yes? Didn't you? Whatever. So as George is talking, Dunstan swings down into the window and is just sort of hanging like that. And George stands up and yells, "Holy shit!" It's so funny. And these old women are like, oh, gosh, what the?
Predator. But holy shit!
And then we see him in the greenhouse, like, looking for the monkey. And then Dunstan, like, just like cannonballs onto him, onto his face. So he's got this monkey on his face with a monkey. And it's really funny. Funny visual. Holy shit! So then, now the adults know that there is a loose orangutan in the hotel. So they have to take proper action. So Faye Dunaway is like, I want that thing killed. She wants to kill Dunstan. Girl. Oh, also, I didn't mention, this week at the hotel, there's like a big function. There's something called the Crystal Ball, and it's a very important event. You know, it's a big fancy ball. That's just happening. So everybody, all the adults are like, well, let's call animal control. So enter Paul Reubens. Pee Wee Herman comes, and he comes, he's like got these military like combat boots, and he's like, I'm gonna find this monkey and I'm gonna put a bullet in its head. And you're like, holy fuck, this guy's gonna fucking kill this monkey. So hectic in this kids movie. But he's not gonna kill it, he's just gonna tranquilize it. And by it, I mean Dunstan. Kyle is listening in on this conversation between the animal control guy, Pee Wee Herman, and George Costanza. Something about, getting rid of Dunstan comes up. And so Kyle bursts through the door. And the animal control, Pee Wee Herman, gets so scared that he points his gun at Kyle. So I wrote, points gun at kid. Kid pissing pointing gun at kid. This movie's fucking crazy. So then the animal control guy goes to find Dunstan in the greenhouse. Dunstan escapes from Pee Wee Herman and he goes back to his little lair. And this is a scene I also remember quite vividly as a kid too, because Dunstan gets glass in his hand, in his paw, and he's bleeding. Like, I feel like this was maybe the first movie where I saw, like, suspense building as somebody discovers, like, a trail of blood. You know, that sort of trope. And so, like, for Kyle, he, like, puts his hand on the railing of a staircase and then, like, he's got blood on his hand and he's like, whoa, where's this blood from? Like, and it's all suspense. And then we find out that Dunstan had blood on his little paw. They take Dunstan back to their hotel room and they fix him up and put a bandage on him. And Kyle and his brother Brian, they're like, you know, we can't keep Dunstan here because Dad, George Costanza, is going to freak out. We should get him another room. So what do they do? They use the same, like, hacker system that Rupert Everett was using, like that computer program that can go into the hotel, and they find someone who's been in the hotel before, so they book that guy's name into like a presidential suite. I don't even know why they bother to book, because they can just go there because their dad is the manager of the hotel, and I'm sure they can like just get into a room. They wouldn't have had to book Dunstan a room. Anyway, they put him in the presidential suite and they fucking order all this, like everything from room service, banana splits, bananas, so much bananas, heaps of bottles of champagne. This kid is 8 and the teen is probably like 15. Like, what's going on? Also, this 15-year-old teenager is like constantly hitting on adult women in the lobby. He's like, hey, how you going? You know, if you need new towels or, you know, anything you need, you just let me know. And it's like, I'm pretty sure you're 15. You're probably 14 and 9 months. Get out of here. Rupert Everett is mad because he can't find Dunstan. He's been looking for Dunstan for days now. This is days and days and days of Dunstan hanging out with Kyle and Brian and eating bananas and, you know, whatever. So Rupert Everett, you know, looks everywhere and he's looking in the vents. He's going nuts. He's looking under tables, looking under whatever. And so on the CCTV, Faye Dunaway is like, oh, what is this guy doing? What a freak. And then she's like, wait a minute. Maybe this is the guy from the place that gives the extra star. And so he's checking out the hotel thinking, should I give it another star? So she starts, like, you know, like being real chummy with Rupert Everett. And you're like, no, he's an evil, evil monkey killer. Yeah, what the hell was that noise? Oh, there's a bird on the roof, Jib. And look, we have a skylight up there. Look at the bird, Jib. Oh, my. Let me show you guys what's going on right now. Look at him. Oh, get it, Dib. Look at the focus. Did you get the pigeon? I don't think you got it. That's okay. Maybe next time. Maybe never, because we shouldn't eat birds. And we don't eat birds because we're an indoor cat. Okay, where was I up to? Oh, Rupert Everett doing something. He uses his little computer system to search the word bananas to see who in the last hour has ordered a bunch of bananas from room service. So then, Rupert Everett goes to the room and finds Dunstan. However, Kyle is there and decides to put up a fight, which doesn't end very well. So Dunstan bites a monkey bite. Oh, you wicked monkey!
Oh, you wicked, wicked monkey! Oh!
That would hurt. That would fucking kill if a monkey bit you. Holy shit. Dunstan bites him on the ear, and then he goes and saves Kyle, because Kyle has been tied up and has tape on his mouth. This kid has been seen pissing. This kid has had a gun pointed at him. And now he is tied up, you know, fully in a bathroom. All done to him by adults. Oh, I guess the monkey, when the monkey pulled his toy. Okay, so now the crystal ball is happening. Everyone who's anyone is at the ball. People are in ball gowns. People are wearing jewels. People are drinking champagne. It's all very fancy. And so Dunstan and Kyle decide to run directly into the ballroom where this is happening, which I think is an excellent idea. So they get cornered by the animal control, by Pee Wee Herman and Rupert Everett. And so it's like, we can't escape from the ballroom. And this whole scene is like as if nobody else in the room has noticed a child, and a fucking orangutan. You think I'd notice, regardless of how cooked I was on champagne and how fancy the event was, I think I would probably notice a fully grown orangutan walking through a ballroom in a hotel. Like, nobody else notices. Everybody's just like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And it implies that, like, Dunstan and Kyle are, like, this big. Like, running under people's dresses and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? Then they find George Costanza. They find Dad. And they're like, help. We are being cornered by Pee Wee Herman and Rupert Everett, a.k.a. Prince Charming from Shrek 2. So then George Costanza is like, okay, don't worry. I will take care of Rupert Everett. Then Pee Wee Herman is really looking for Dunstan, so he's going underneath tables. Like tables, grand tables with tablecloths and centerpieces and fancy china and, forks. So he's walking under that. And there's, sitting at one of the tables is like a very beautiful woman and like a big fat man, a big fat rich man. And it's so fucking dumb. Pee Wee Herman comes out from under the tablecloth and the big fat man's like, what were you doing under there, son? And he's like, I was looking for a Pongo pygmalius, whatever the scientific name is called. And the man is like, if I catch you looking at my wife's Pongo pygmalius one more time, I'm going to kill you. Rupert Everett and George Costanza go into the hotel kitchen and have a full-on slapstick comedy fight. Like, they're using pots and pans and they're using huge spatulas as swords and they're throwing food at each other. We see George Costanza, like, throw Rupert Everett into a table and the table, like, collapses. And Kyle sees that. Like, he sees his dad, like, be a full-on boss-ass bitch. And he's like, whoa, my dad's so cool. And it's like, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Because for ages he was, like, hating on his dad because his dad was like, we can't keep Dunstan. And he's like, fuck you, Dad, I want to keep the monkey. But it's so true. Like, you can't keep a monkey. You can't keep a monkey. Then Pee Wee Herman spots Dunstan and he's like, right, pulls out a handgun and goes to shoot Dunstan. This is a tranquilizer gun, but it's still a freaking handgun. Goes to shoot Dunstan. He ducks and the tranquilizer bullet goes straight into Lionel Spaulding's butt. And then a monkey pushes the Faye Dunaway into a cake. So she grabs a gun. Dunstan fucking cannonballs onto Faye Dunaway because she's being a bitch as well. She's being awful. And she falls into this huge cake and then she has cake everywhere. So then she grabs a gun and she tries to shoot Dunstan with the tranq bullet, but still, it was crazy. Rupert Everett's done. He got fucking beat up by George Costanza. Faye Dunaway's covered in cake and then she fires George Costanza. She's like, you can't work at this hotel anymore. And then Lionel Spaulding, who has had a fountain explode on him, who's had dumbbell weights thrown at his head, who's had tranquilizer bullets in his butt, he comes up to Faye Dunaway and he's like, Mrs. Dubrow, because remember that's her name, Mrs. Dubrow, I am Lionel Spaulding. I am from the blah, blah, blah place that gives out all the stars to the hotels. Your hotel is going from a 5-star hotel to a 1-star hotel. Oh no, Faye Dunaway. The next morning, George has been fired, so he's like, pack up, we've got to move. I don't know where we're going to go. I don't know what job I'm going to have, but I'm going to take care of you kids. And I don't know what's going to happen to Dunstan, but maybe we'll take him to the zoo. And the people in the Bronx Zoo can have this orangutan, and it'll be great. Knock, knock, knock at the door. And Mr. Dubrow comes to the door and he's like, George, you're not fired. Then Kyle is like, well, you've got hotels all over the world, haven't you, Mr. Dubrow? And Mr. Dubrow is like, why, yes, I do. And he's like, I have an idea. So then we cut to the Majestic Hotel in Bali. Like, this is White Lotus all over. George Costanza is talking to a hotel guest who is Lionel Spaulding. And George is like, I'm so sorry about everything that happened in New York. This is the Majestic Bali. We run a different ship here. Nothing bad will happen to you. But Spaulding is sitting underneath a palm tree. So we pan up to the palm tree, and at the top of the palm tree is Dunstan. And also next to him is like another orangutan with a baby orangutan. So I'm guessing like that's Dunstan's wife and kid now. Like Dunstan went to Bali and he fucked. Anyway, Dunstan's playing with a coconut, a humongous coconut. And as an audience member, you're like, oh no, Dunstan's gonna throw that coconut down onto Lionel Spaulding's head. Oh no. And then that's exactly what happens. So I'm pretty sure Lionel Spaulding dies in the end. But before we can see anything, it cuts to black and the credits roll. And that was Dunston Checks In. Let me look up if Sam the Orangutan is okay. Oh my god, Sam... What? He's like a fully grown, like, orangutan with, like, the big, like, face now. Is it true? Oh! Oh, he died. Oh, Sammy. Sammy and his little companion Jerry was sent to California to work in entertainment with a trainer who had chimpanzees. Sammy and Jerry worked in many commercials and advertisements, as well as television shows and movies. Sammy was most known for his part as Dunstan in the movie Dunston Checks In with Faye Dunaway, Jason Alexander, and Pee Wee Herman. It doesn't say Paul Reubens, it says Pee Wee Herman. Oh, then they moved to Florida for sanctuary care and arrived at the Center for Great Apes in 2004. Sammy died in his sleep in December 2010 as the result of a sudden heart attack. Oh my god, Dunstan, I fucking cry. Oh, Sammy. Ooh, that really got me. Okay, well, I'm really glad that Sammy had a beautiful life after he made $10 million playing Dunstan the monkey. So this will be part 1 in a series of me watching every monkey movie ever made. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.